Hey, everybody. I want to really just take the time to talk to you today about mental health. A lot of folks don't know what mental health is. A lot of folks heard it, still don't understand what it's about. Today, I want to just take a little time to help you understand mental health, to help you understand why your mind matters. Mental health is not a destination, but a journey. It's about how you drive, but not exactly about where you're going. So, as we think about mental health, what exactly is it? Think of mental health like your body's operating system because your brain controls everything that goes on in your body, your lungs, your circulatory system, your internal organs. It even drives how your hair and your skin and your nails grow. So, mental health is a very important thing because it's about your entire body and it affects your entire body and in fact affects how you think, how you feel, and how you act. Mental health shapes your relationships and your decisions and how you handle life's many ups and downs. Just like physical health, if you had a cold or your back was hurting or your stomach was hurting, you go to the doctor and get it checked out. They give you some medicine. Hopefully, everything will be all right. But just like physical health, mental health is something that we all have. And depending on who you are, it can range from very light to thriving with mental health to struggling with mental health. And this is important because mental health is a very sensitive but serious issue. There are a lot of us living our everyday lives and we have some type of mental health issue. No matter how happy we look or how successful we are or how positive things may seem, mental health is something that affects everyone. And usually it's the most positive, successful, most happy seeming people that mental health affects the most. There's a quote that I like, helps really explain how you deal with mental health. But mental health is kind of like a garden. If you plant the seeds and don't do nothing with it, things may grow, but there's going to be a lot of grass and a lot of weeds, a lot of chaos over what had the possibility to be something beautiful. So your mental health is like a garden. It needs to be tended to daily, even when the seasons change, even when it seems like things are going well and things are growing good. Bugs can come eat up your crops, animals can come mess it up. So it's something that you have to deal with pretty much every day. And most of us don't do that. And the crazy thing is, mental health touches every aspect of our lives: how we process emotions, how we handle stress, our ability to build and maintain relationships, the way we work, the way we laugh, the way we play, the way we make decisions, the way we solve problems. Mental health affects our energy levels and our sleep patterns. Most importantly, mental health affects how we view ourselves and our place in the world. Here's a sobering reality. According to the National Institute of Mental Health, 1 in 5 adults in America, that's just in America, but 1 in 5 adults in America experiences some type of mental health condition each year. When you do the math, it's like 52 million people. So think about that. In a room, at least about five people, five of your friends, five of your coworkers in the grocery store, just five people, there's chances that out of that five, one of them is dealing with some type of mental health issue, mental health challenge, mental health situation. So, what's the truth about mental health? It's not a black thing, it's not a white thing, it's not an old thing, it's not a young thing, it's not a rich thing, it's not a poor thing, it's an everybody thing. Mental health does not discriminate. Mental health affects everybody. It affects all ages, children to adults, all backgrounds, no matter the cultural or ethnic identity, all income levels, whether you're broke, in poverty, or a multi-billion-dollar CEO. Mental health affects you. And it doesn't care about your life situations. Single in these streets, ready to mingle, got a relationship, married, it don't matter. Mental health affects everybody. But the important thing to know that it's not your struggles that define you. It's the strength, your strength to seek help that does. That's why assessing your mental health is so important. Just like checking your blood pressure or checking your heart rate, counting your steps, just like eating. Because mental health is like any other health condition, early detection can make a world of difference. The warning signs don't always hit you all at once, just like any other illness. It comes on gradually. And when they come, a lot of people dismiss them. They say, oh, it's just a phase. Oh, I'm just going through something right now. Oh, get a couple of drinks and I'll be all right. Oh, it's just me being stressed. But no, here's what it actually really is. It's mental health. And just like any other illness, just like a little cut, if you wait too long, it gets infected and it turns into something bigger. And that's how mental health acts. But here's what at least I know about untreated mental health conditions. If you don't do anything about it, you just keep going on, you thinking it's going to go away, it impacts your physical health. It impacts the way that you do things in the world. It impacts how you get up in the morning, how you go throughout your day. It even impacts how you sleep. It puts strains on your relationship. You may try to hide it, but people can tell that you're going through something. And over time, you start to become a different person. You become a little bit more meaner, a little bit more quiet, a little bit more reserved. You start doing things you normally wouldn't do. And that starts to impact the relationships you have with your friends, relationships you have with your significant other. If you got kids, relationships with your kids, relationships with your coworkers. It affects every aspect of all relationships. And speaking of coworkers, it also affects your job performance. If you aren't thinking or feeling or even being in the right space, it affects how you act at work or during work or when you're producing things. But overall, just like any other disease, it affects your overall quality of life. From what I do know, because I too have mental health, there's things that I do deal with, I go see about, but I've also noticed, and when I talk with others who are dealing with things, I've noticed the same thing. You may deal with mental health on a certain level. You may think you have it all maintained and together, but then something happens that triggers it, that makes it worse. One of those things is some type of major life transition. You move to another place, get a new job, get a new relationship, you have new feelings. And instead of feeling happy, mental health begins to take over. I know for a lot of my peers, especially those that have lost loved ones, holiday seasons and anniversaries can be the worst. When you're so used to having someone there and events come up and you're reminded of that special someone, that can really trigger mental health issues. The winter months, as y'all can see, I have on a coat right now. It's cold where I'm at. It's dark. I think what they call that is seasonal affective disorder or something like that. But winter can trigger your mental health as well. And I think another big thing on my end is times of significant stress or loss when you lose someone that you really, really love, or you're dealing with a really, really, really bad situation. It may seem like stress, but a lot of that underlying pain that you may feel could be that mental health that you aren't dealing with. Sometimes the bravest thing that you can do is admit that you're not okay. A lot of us act like we're okay. A lot of us don't admit that we're not okay. And recognizing the issue is the first step to solving the issue, or at least preparing some solutions to make it a little bit less worse. A tool that I've been using, and I suggest that you guys use it too, is called the My Mental Health Risk app. A tool like this is something that can be your friend, your ally, especially as you're dealing with these mental health issues. For me, I look at it as a personal mental health navigator. It helps me track my mental well being over time. It assesses my mental health risk to let me know if I'm really doing good or if I really need to seek help. So it identifies those potential risk factors early so that I can do something about it. It connects you with local resources where you're at when needed. So you don't have to search all around for help. It points you at least into the right direction where you begin looking into how you can get some help. And as I mentioned earlier, it provides these assessments. They're scientifically validated assessments that at any time it can tell you your mental health risks. So again, if you need some help, this app can help identify what it is that you're going through, put a name to it so that you can go and seek the help that you need. I like it because it's particularly helpful when you really need to ask somebody, is what I'm feeling just me feeling something? Is this me just going through something? Or is this mental health? It makes mental health screening just as easy as checking your email. I know when you talk about mental health a lot of folks might be like, ugh, what's wrong with you? But this app, it removes that stigma. It lets you know when you need help and it helps you find and seek that help. It provides immediate feedback and guidance. So you don't have to wait a week to figure out where you can get some help. You don't have to wait a month to figure out if you're okay. It can tell you right there on the spot so you can go and get help as soon as possible. Like I mentioned before, there are things that trigger mental health. There are things that bring it up. And the My Mental Health Risk app helps you spot those patterns in your mental health so you can empower yourself to take control. Recovery is not a one and done thing. It's a day by day, step by step, moment by moment thing. So when you're having mental health, don't just look at it as, oh, I'm going crazy or something, or I'm weak. Nah, it ain't even like that. It's not like that at all. If anything, You're sane because you know something's going on, and you're strong because something in your body is telling you to do something about it. In fact, acknowledging when you need support shows incredible strength. Like I mentioned, everybody is affected by mental health. But the most important thing is to understand that you're not alone and that help is available. Using tools like My Mental Health Risk app is a proactive step towards maintaining your mental well being. Just as if you wouldn't ignore a persistent pain in your back, or pain in your stomach, or pain in your headache, don't ignore your mental health needs. Like we mentioned before, your brain controls all of your body. And if you're not taking care of your brain, what does that mean for your body? No matter how good you may look, good you may act, good you may feel, you have to take care of yourself. And My Mental Health Risk app can help you do that. So, in all, this video was really just to talk about what mental health is and why it's important and who is affected by it. But if you need help, or if you think you may need some help, take the action today. Download the My Mental Health Risk app. Complete your first assessment so you can know what your risk is. Set the app for regular check ins and reminders so that you can get that checkup through the application, and they can use that information to provide you with resources that you really need to help you feel better. Share the app with others because, like I mentioned, 1 in 5 people, that's statistics. 1 in 5 people. But statistics ain't always real life. Sometimes it could be 2 or 3. Sometimes it could be your whole crew. So share the app with others who may need it, especially if they think of you as a trusted person and they hear your strength and you letting them know that mental health is serious. Share it with them. If you love them, share these resources with them because all this helps start your journey to a better you. So the last thing I want to leave out on you is just to remember your mental health, you and your mental health matters. It's not just about surviving. It's about thriving. It's about enjoying each and every day. Every step you take towards better mental health is a step towards a fuller, richer, happier life. And like I mentioned before, your mind is the most powerful tool that you have. Treat it with the care it deserves. Start your mental health journey today. Don't wait. Start it today because you matter. Your mind matters. Your feelings matter. And all of that, especially if you're loved by someone, matters to someone else. Without you, there's no future. So the future depends on it. It's not just about managing an illness, it's about building wellness. So let's make mental health a priority, one mind at a time. Stop playing around with your health. If you need help, download the My Mental Health Risk app today.